All constitutional rights invoked, none waived. We gonna get right into it. I know y'all been on the edge of y'all seat, and I know that y'all been wondering what's been going on. We've been working, putting in a lot of work. Everything has been moving forward. Again, we want to thank everybody who's with us on this journey. I added a few of those clips here because I wanted to show you just how much uh, serious this situation is, and just how much certain people have been paid to switch their stories and things of that nature. But the clips that I put at the beginning of this video, the ones that you just watched before I came on here, um, the first one was the opposition, pretty much saying that you know they're confirming about the judicial cabal that is operating in Columbus, Ohio, and they knew that Moses was a targeted individual. They knew we were going through all of that legal abuse in Columbus. They knew about all of that, okay? They knew about all that. It's documented on this channel. There's no way to hide that. There's no way to get rid of that. There's no way to get rid of it. Okay, so I'm just here bringing it to the forefront for people to see it for themselves. But you can go back to all the old videos from 3 years ago on this channel, and you can see some of the members of the jelly team in some of those videos, and they switched their stories because they were paid off. Okay, it's simple. It's just as simple as that. There's no big mystery here. They were paid to switch their perspective. I added the clip to this video to show you, nothing that he says can be trusted. Nothing at all. Nothing at all he says can be trusted. Okay, nothing at all. That guy that was in the video from the opposing side, nothing he says can be trusted because he's a snake and he switched his story. Okay, he know about the abuse me and Moses went through. He know about all of that. All right. So again, he has a mother that works in law enforcement officials, so he has to do what they tell him to do. He can't be trusted. He's compromised. Okay, and he keeps trying to upload the medical examiner report from the Maricopa Medical Examiner's office here in Phoenix, Arizona, but we already know that they fucked around with that. Just because you keep producing that is not going to make people accept it. It's fraudulent, okay, and it's not unbelievable. Okay, so you can call that a conspiracy theory. Okay, so you can hear him in his own words saying that they know about what happens at the Columbus police and it's dirty, and that is also consistent with what the detective in the forgery department said. He said, well, that's just the way they do things down there. And apparently the Columbus FBI field office knows about it because they allowed it to go on. It's their fault. I blame them for all of this because they had the authority, they had the jurisdiction, and they had the authority. They had the evidence, and they had invoked constitutional rights. We deserved to have redress for our grievances, and we were denied it. And because of that, it ultimately led to the death of my brother. And because of that, it ultimately led to the attempted murder of me. Okay? So, we're not letting nothing fly. We don't care who don't believe it or not. You just sit back and watch us work, like I said. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel differently than they felt back in March. A lot of people are getting on board with this thing because they see the bullshit. Okay, now another thing I want to talk about is that second clip that I uploaded that y'all heard. That was Moses speaking. He made that clip and he uploaded it to this channel, and he made that clip in his own words. Okay, and he was talking about Detective William Wallace. Okay, and Detective William Wallace called him January 2017 outside of normal business operations. Okay, Detective William Wallace's sergeant advised us that he had no business contacting you guys at at that hour. The missing persons department don't operate at that time, but he was doing Stacy Gilbert Osborne a favor. Okay, he was doing her a favor. He was trying to scare Moses, intimidate him, sending him pictures with his badge saying, I'm not making this up, pick up the phone right now. His goal was to get Moses to turn over his children, to just turn over his children, because they know constitutionally they couldn't remove those children from Moses, so they was just taking all the stops out to get those kids from him, okay, so that they could create a child support situation. And the judge at the bankruptcy court, Catherine C. Preston, she actually helped, she assisted with that by stretching out a Chapter 7 bankruptcy for 18 months so they could create child support, and so the youngest girl could start school, and so that they could argue that, oh, the youngest child is starting school, so she can't go to Arizona, because basically the way it was is, for every reason, Moses should have had full custody of his children, and they should have permanently resided in Arizona and had summers to go see their mom and things like that, because the mother is working 50, 60 hours plus a week, and the kids are always in daycare and have no time really to spend, or no adequate time to spend with family or parents or anything. So she was really concerned about that, and there was things that happened with that. But we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about so let me slow down for a minute. That last video Moses was talking about, when he was talking to Detective William Wallace, we added William Wallace to our federal action that we took in federal court, and all of those actions that the people did against us was all in that lawsuit in federal court. Okay, so there's a record for it, and they pretty much made him dismiss all the defendants. When he dismissed all of the defendants from the lawsuit, then that left my claims in the lawsuit to go against the defendants. So that left me to fight them alone, which I had no problem with. But I was not about to move forward with that lawsuit at that time. So I willfully dismissed my claims against them, because they forcefully made him dismiss his claims. So I knew that I would come back at a later time and take care of it. And that is the reason why they was trying to kill me. That's one of many reasons why, because they knew I could come back at any time with those federal claims, because I dismissed those was withdrawn without prejudice, which means that they could be brought back at any time. They know that. Okay, so it's really not a lot of mystery in this situation anymore, and we are trying to get to the totality of things. And again, like I told you guys, that takes time, because we don't want no one getting away. No one will escape. I'm telling you, when I say no one will escape from this, that everyone that was involved is going to go down, including some family members, okay? Because there was two family members of mine. The first one was my sister. Her name is Susan McCormick, and she basically got with my cousin James Youngs, and they went along with the narrative to make it seem like Moses died of natural causes to the public, okay? And they're pretty embarrassed right now, because everybody knows their business now, and they know that they were paid to put that narrative out there. And it's just too bad. So I'm not on speaking terms with my sister. I won't be probably speaking to her ever again, because what she did is unforgivable. And she knew for a fact that my brother was beat. She knew for a fact that he was bloody. She knew for a fact, and she got on the camera with this clown that I showed y'all in the first clip. She got on camera with him, and she said, oh, it wasn't no blood, because they didn't know that I had that evidence. They thought that I was just talking. Okay, just like they thought that I was just talking when I said that we had an investigation going on, and we have an ongoing investigation going on. And just like they're going to see, these people are going to be rounded up and they're going to jail. I don't care what they've been promised. And I don't care how many times they say that, oh, nothing is going to happen. We'll see about that. We just have to wait and see, right? We'll just have to wait and see about that. Now, another thing I want to talk about in this video, I want to talk about March 10th of anyway, I want to talk about March 10th of 2019. Okay. All right. Moses and I left Arizona because we had to go to Columbus, Ohio. We had to go to Columbus, Ohio to see about, the children and do some things in the legal court down there. We had court, all right? When we got down there, we were targeted by the Columbus Division of Police, and they stopped us and they gave us this ticket, okay? They stopped us and they gave us this ticket. They issued this traffic citation to Moses, and they lied and they said that he committed a traffic violation, and they made him, and this was a $200 ticket, okay? And we were only supposed to be in Columbus for 2 days, so they created a court date for this. So quite naturally, we were already booked to return back to Arizona. So they were pulling a scheme. And so this was while the federal lawsuit was going on. They did this while our federal lawsuit was going on. And they retaliated, which is a violation of the RICO law. So they committed a violation of the RICO law. And so this is going to come up again. And this particular officer that was involved in this, I can't remember his name right off the bat, because this stuff on this ticket is kind of like blurry. But this officer, he's going to pay dearly. He's going to pay dearly because he's going to be reprimanded. He's going to be reprimanded because he has now committed a federal crime. Okay, we just didn't get around to him yet because it was so much bullshit going on. But like I said, nobody is going to escape. No one. No one. That's family members and outside people who had anything to do with this. And we're going to get every last one of you, regardless of what you may think. Regardless of what you may think. Regardless of what you're being told. Regardless of what you're being promised. Regardless. Okay? And in your heart, you know that. In your heart, you know what I'm saying right now in this video. You know we coming. You know we gonna get you. You just don't want to believe it. So you going on with your buffoonery and your bullshit. Okay? It was just amazing how quiet these trolls have been. I mean, woo! I mean, that's enough to drive a person insane in itself, because it's like y'all put up all this fuss and made it seem like I was making up all of this stuff, and here we are. So we'll see. I'm going to love to revisit this video in the next few months. Okay? Because these people gonna see. You don't get to do what you want to do. I don't care what secret society you belong to. You're going to get worked. You're going to get worked. You're going to get worked. Okay? That's what's going to happen. So you ain't got to believe it, but you're going to see it. You ain't got to believe it, but you're going to see it. Okay? All right? So there's a lot of things that's going to be happening and that's taking place. A lot of stuff behind the scenes is taking place. A lot we can't talk about. Okay? I wish we could, but we just can't. And if we do, then we're helping the bad guys. So you guys have to understand that there's certain information that I just can't give you. Okay? There's certain things that you're just going to have to put together on your own until we have the clearance to reveal everything to you. I am not clear to reveal everything to you guys yet because there's still an ongoing investigation. All right? Okay? Now, another thing I want to talk about is this. I want to talk about this. Okay? And I'm just going to get into it real fast. Now, this story was about the feds investigate the Phoenix police because there has been a lot of things happening, surrounding accusations of civil rights violation. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that today in this video is because that directly relates to the issues on this particular channel precisely. And let me get into exactly why. Because you guys, a lot of you don't understand what constitutional rights are. Okay? And you don't understand who has the jurisdiction over constitutional rights. You don't understand any of that. So the reason why this happened is because when there's allegations of violations of constitutional rights, all right, that's a federal matter. That's federal law. Just like I told you, when you have a person invoke their right, they're placing you on notice. So you can't later turn around and say, well, I didn't know. You can't later on and turn around and say, well, I didn't know that, I didn't know he was exercising his constitutional authority. Were you placed on notice? Yes. And I'm going to say it again. In every last single court case that we had, every last single court case that we had, every last single one of them, they violated the U.S. Constitution and they violated the state constitution. Every last one of them. Why? Because they are not trained properly on how to move through those constitutional guarantees, excuse me. So while they were violating, we were just sitting back laughing because we knew that they didn't know what the hell they was doing and they were violating the Constitution left and right. Okay? They were violating the Constitution left and right by pulling these little tricks, okay? Pulling these little tricks, all right? And the rules of civil procedure is not in the Constitution. The rules of civil procedure is not in the Constitution. And we just gonna leave that there, okay? We gonna let them think about that statement. Okay? So in all of the court cases, they violated the Constitution. So all of those court cases and claims have to be made right. The Chapter 7 bankruptcy, basically I was Moses' Chapter 7 bankruptcy petitioner. The bankruptcy that he did, the bankruptcy was fraudulent, the whole entire thing. And I'm going to say straight up, the judge, she didn't even understand constitutional rights. Catherine C. Preston, she was pitiful. She don't have no business up in there. I don't know how she got that job. Maybe she knew someone or something. Because she said, I don't know how many years she said she's been doing that, but she said, I've been doing this many years and I never had no one plead the fifth because they were up there trying to ask me things that were totally irrelevant. And she was basically working with the rogue state officials, to say, why do you guys have this lawsuit going on? I want to hear more about that. And that's not what we were there for. We were there for some of the creditors violating the automatic stay. Okay, so we had so many judicial violations and corruption going on. So, like I said, they're gonna have to go back and fix that. And if I have any attorneys that are watching this video, or any legal um, scholars or anything of that, anybody with any kind of legal background that understands the Constitution and that understands the different tiers of laws, then I would challenge you to look up some of those cases, and you come and you tell me that they didn't violate the Constitution. All of them violated it at least 5 times or more in each lawsuit. They just didn't know it because they just thought, "Oh, we're gonna do what we want to do. We're gonna do what we're gonna do what we want to do. We're not gonna do anything for them. We're not gonna do. We're just gonna throw it out. We're just gonna throw it out." And that's the exact reason why the cases that they did throw out, we didn't get any legal fees. We weren't charged any legal fees. We don't have any legal fees on our credit report from that, because they know they cheated us. Okay, they're not gonna cheat us and make us responsible for the other party's legal fees. Okay, they're not going to do that because they know they cheated and they know they violated the Constitution anyway. So they just figure, oh, we'll just throw it out and they'll just move on with their lives. But like I said 4 years ago, we're never going to move on with our lives until the situation is made right. We're never going to stop. Okay? We're never going to stop. This situation is going to be made right. And when it do, then everybody could go back home and relax, okay? But until then, there will be no relaxing, okay? So that's just that, okay? That's just that. It's not going nowhere. This thing is either going to get buttoned up or get worse. And whichever way it goes, it doesn't matter to me. Okay? Because this get to show people what's really good. Okay? This get to show people how you could be targeted and murdered and how they try to cover it up. Okay? This is a cover up going on, and these motherfuckers is going to jail. So if you got any, I'm gonna say a message because I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna wrap this up. I just want to make this real short and easy. I'm gonna say this to any of the family members. Okay? Especially y'all motherfuckers that's in sororities and fraternities, okay? You know who I'm talking to. You know, okay? And you know, I don't care how many times somebody say he crazy, this, he crazy. When your head hit the pillow at night, you like, fuck, he know. You right. You right. We know it all. And it's more to go. We not finished. We not finished digging. Because I'm passionate. And nobody is escaping. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I wouldn't give a damn if you was my own mother. If you gonna be involved with some shit like this, you going down. You going down. You going down. I'm passionate about justice. I'm passionate about civil rights. I'm passionate about free will. I'm passionate about happiness. I'm passionate about beauty. I'm passionate about honesty. I'm passionate about truth. And I'm passionate about revenge. All constitutional rights invoked now, Waived. And we out of here.